Hey guys, welcome back to Survival Records. I start my day here with the, the frame and the guts of the ship here, the Fernida, and inspiration has not really struck me quite yet with what I want to do here, but there are a couple of little things that I want to take care of first before I do anything else. And while I'm working on them, I'll think of what to do. Although I guess one I could start working on right away because where would a gyroscope be? Because I need a gyroscope. Probably. There's gonna be one in there. Let's get it out. Yep, there it is. And I need to claim it first. Claim it first, I guess. And I should have a new mod installed. Come on. There we go. Come on. It's the grid pickup mod. Alright. I don't know if this is going to work out all that well. This is the first time I'm using it, but, you know, might work out. Let's do this part here. To your hands, and then you look at it and you press F, and now you're picking it up. Sort of magically dragging it along, really. I'm not really picking it up, but you know, it's I'll get it to work. Up here. I don't know if this is at all more useful than trying to do it with a grid. Come on, it's like getting close to there. I can't like manipulate it at all. I'm just gonna get a stick on the machine. Apparently that's just not gonna work very well. Alright, let's try this a different way. Alright, that's a little bit better. Now I just need to reposition it, sort of, so that I can... Well, I have to add that mag plate to the... Come on. Okay. And that I can pick up. Yeah, there we go. And no, I really don't think I need this one extra gyroscope. It's just, you know, posterity's sake. I took one out, now I'll put it back. Oh, there we go. Let's go with the mags or that one and save. And 8. Yeah, that worked. All right. Well, I'm back here with this. I'm seeing that the ion thruster, there's 2 of them here, and I think I'm going to move this one. Yep. And put it on top of that one, mirroring this one here. Probably should have seen that coming. I need to set things up still, like put mag plates everywhere, so I'm going to do that first. Alright, that should be where it needs to be. This go up here. And perfect. Back to symmetry. Although, I will say there is one thing that's a little irksome. I put this type of thruster in, and I don't have that kind of thruster here. Now, something I could conceivably do is I have got 4 of these, right? And let's get rid of this bit here. Could detach this, detach all 4 of those, attach one of those, attach that up to here, and replace those 4 with 4 of these, which would give me 1 here that I could put in there, and then I could do the 3 of them like across the bottom here instead of the group of small ones like there are here already. I'd have to do a little bit of playing around, I think, to make it fit properly. But I bet you I could get them to work. Yeah, and I think it would look all right. I think it would look good. Yeah. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get that done. So, I guess you could follow me along as a time-lapse type thing. Let's do it. Well, that's a good start. I like it. Now I just gotta grab that one, plop it up. I had thrown a lot of my thruster option out. I've been having this issue where my, like, things that are on my hotbar are not staying on my hotbar. Right? So, that's option 2. I've got these guys, the Warfare Ion Thruster. I've got this guy, the Little Thruster. Got small, atmospheric. I don't have large, or I don't have that atmospheric thruster for the large size or the small size for small grid. But anyway, I was looking to get these guys in, and I need some steel plate for that, so let's grab some of that quick. And here's 20 of those. So, one in here, one in here, here, because that way I can weld them from the ground, and then that one will be this one over here. Yeah, uniformity and symmetry. Alright, let me get to working on that stuff. Well, I just found a good use for this mod. I can knock things over if I need to. Which, you saw how much hassle I had with tipping things over and rotating them around last time. That's, is at least a worthwhile use, having the mod installed for. Appreciate the recommendation for it. I got a couple of videos back. I hadn't had a chance to really install it, but I figured I'd give it a shot, see what it was about. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like you can, because you can't really manipulate something while you're carrying it. Oh, I haven't welded that one up there yet. Because you can't manipulate things in air, it's a little hard to use. But yeah, maybe it'll be good for pulling something out of inside the ship that I don't want to have to cut a big hole in the middle of the ship. Alright, that. And come on, there we go. And now I got some welding to do. Alright. So something I'm noticing about this ship, it's got tons of downward thrust, because I think the idea was that it was supposed to be able to enter atmosphere and shoot at things after entering into the atmosphere. All of these downward facing atmospheric thrusters. But its maneuverability really leaves something to be desired. It's got those 4 forward-facing downward thrusters are the extent of its atmospheric braking power. Those 4 larger ones in space might help. Those small ones in space might help the small hydrogen. But man, like, I really am not seeing a ton of lateral thrust at all. There is some downward thrust that's ion-based, which might be good for in space, obviously. I didn't see any. There's a little bit of downward facing hydrogen thrust. I'm hesitant to start adding to the ship when I haven't really haven't really figured out exactly what I want to do with it to begin with. those were some of the first things that I had imagined as my start. I had one other sort of nebulous idea. Let me talk through it now. I like this, but notice if I want the ramp to reach all the way down like that, I'm going to need to extend the ramp out to where it is. Let's do that. Let's see how far out it extends with those green blocks. Well, that's not too bad. Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, it's a little bit further forward than it was otherwise, but I've been debating redesigning the front anyway. And so I can imagine having the slope go up this far. And there's something that I want to try and do with this ramp that I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it with the one hinge, but if you look at when it closes, these blocks line up perfectly with these blocks, right? If I had them, I could merge block those together, and it would create a seam. And if you have blocks that are that they only meet at an edge like this, so imagine that was mirrored on the other side. If they were part of the same grid, that would create a airproof seam. But then if you detach the merge block, they would break apart right there. That's how you do custom doors. So that's one idea I want to maybe implement. Another idea, let's get these finished welding up. Keep finding spots that haven't finished being welded. I guess it could be mirrored on that side. Yeah, I like this little airlock room here. I think I want to keep that. But something I don't want to keep is this. The second floor here. I don't like having to climb up the ladder to get up here into the cockpit. Right? And on top of that, if you look at it from, this perspective here, the cockpit is like the tallest part of the ship. It sticks out above the thrusters, it sticks out above everything else. So, what I got these vague ideas of taking the inside here and having it be keeping like the living space down here kind of around it, but then in the center here there being like a build up, like the floor will slope up to this little like nodule that sits up, and there's the cockpit sitting up on top of it, so that if you sit on the cockpit, you're sitting at about that level, right? And then as what I'll end up doing is I'll have a glass canopy like these over the top of the cockpit, so that even if I am in first person, I can still see outward, right? But not necessarily have it be these two floors here. And then the other thing I didn't really like is this area up here is like this engineering section, engineering bay. And you can't really get to it. You have to crawl around while you're in here to crawl through. And this tube, that tube that I was just on top of, that's where all the reactors are. They're inside of that. So I would kind of like to be able to see what's going on inside the reactor area, even if it just means like making some of these solid blocks into window blocks, which is just an idea. Another problem I'm having is that this large opening that you can pass large items in and out of does not have a way of automatically transferring items from the port to the starboard side. Those two systems are separated. Let's see if I can... Yeah, here we go. So let's zoom inside the ship a little bit, and you can see here that that large container system is connected down through here, down into the tanks, but then it connects out to the side through these conveyor blocks, junction blocks. There are no there's no way of getting anything to that side, back and forth. And then the other thing that's irritating me is inside here where these reactors are, there are blocks that need welding. And I can't gain access to them because it's all just cramped. So that's where my thought process is right now. I will bring it back when I've made a decision on what I want to do. Well, I still haven't thought of anything, but, you know, here's a possible distraction. 4K in that direction, there's a wreck. Probably like nestled in amongst the stuff at the Lang Isle mine there. And there's a wasp just hovering out there. Why is there a wasp just hovering out here? Alright, well. Don't know. Whatever it is, it's small grid down in there. Alright, let's take a look at this wasp. It's just doing that thing where it's going up and down. Alright, let's go take a look at that and pay attention to the wasp, but I don't know if it's going to do anything. Well, that might be true. Are you going to actually do anything about me? Alright, well, whatever it is out there, it's tagging as an enemy. I see a lot of smoke and framing. I don't see much movement or action. Yeah. Let's just keep an eye out on the Wasp. Be ready if anything starts shooting at me. It's a tiny little thing. It is a hydrogen-based fighter. That's because I was standing on a thruster.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Okay, anything else? Nope. Wow, this thing is gonna have quite the fuel demand. Jeez. Like, does it even have tanks in there, or does it expect to run just off the O2 generators? I think this is expecting to run off the O2 generators. That won't work. But can I get it? No, I cannot. So I might have to come pick it up with the miner. Alright, I'm tired of these wasps being bugged out. It's like they're assigned to watch over these grids here. I missed. It just came right at me. How am I missing at this close a range? Come on. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Dang it. Here, let's see. Can I grab onto it? That would be a silly way of dealing with it. Come on, just sit still for a little longer. Huh. I think I have it. Oh. No, maybe it has me. Okay. Well, it's taken me for a bit of a ride, but it doesn't have as much thrust in the downward. Oh, yeah, so like it can't throw. It's upside down right now. Oh, I'm gonna melt it in the lava. See if this works. God, this might be a bad thing to do. It's working. Of course, for some reason, oh, that's because it wasn't on the right page. All right, here. Yeah, go on, go. Whoa. What is it shooting at? Get melted. Whoa. It blew up. It blew me up when it blew up. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I knew that they would blow up once you took out the remote control block. But whatever bit of coding it has that suggested it was going to blow up seems to have assumed that it was all one grid. Like, if it blew up and damaged my ship, I would have accepted that. If it had blown up and blown off the front part of my ship, I would have accepted that too. But the fact that it blew up and just deleted my ship entirely as part of the blowing up mechanism that it's used to, it uses the blowing up to clear the grid so that less pieces are lying around afterward. So I don't know if it's worth doing anything with this. Although I imagine that if I were to shoot it now with ammo, I would get rid of it. Alright, let's just do that. Go back to doing its silly dance above the mine. And I can go back to doing what I was doing. Distraction over. So I just double checked. I can actually craft my own small grid cryo chambers. I'm just going to take these out and put the materials into storage.
Inventory full.
It's not as much as, I'm taking a little bit of a loss doing that, but I don't know that I'd be able to get them to drop out properly. And I don't know if I want to put them back where they are currently.
Inventory full.
So, yeah. It's not like silver
full.
is something I'm not aware of mine.
Inventory full.
With this no longer being a separate room, I'm going to take out this whole interior thing. I think that's probably the best bet. Yeah. Okay, that already gives a lot more light to the room, space to the room. Now that button is disabled right now, of course. And it controls just those lights. I think I'm going to redo the whole lighting situation anyway, so much for that. And like I said, I might be breaking the roof out right here and putting the cockpit back inside the ship a little ways. I can picture it in my head, and I mean, I don't know if it'd do any good to try and describe it to you, but let's see if I can get it started. Yeah. I don't like the ladder. I like the doorway walking in. I want the doorway to walk in, and then I want you to be able to just look right at the cockpit and sit in the cockpit, somewhere like up in that area. And it's like, it'll be like raised up a little bit, maybe even like on a bit of a truss. Now, which do I have cockpits to use? Do I have? Yeah, I think I have this one. Yeah, it's the same one. All right. So something like up in that area. Let me clear out more space, and I'll see what I can show you. All right. I think I'm gonna commit to taking out this second story. So I guess I'll just get to grinding it all off. Am I sure? Pretty sure I'm sure. Yeah. There's like functional stuff up in here on this level. So I'm gonna need to have the cockpit. The cockpit's 3 walls high. I want its top wall to be 1 wall above this point. So, like, if this were the cockpit, let's just mock it up really quick. 3. Plates. Oh, I bet you those are over here. All right, so
Inventory full.
yep, that's what I did with them. Alright, so that's where that's gonna go. Did I put it? Oh, I didn't. Alright. This guy is gonna go right like that. And I need some interior plates for it. Some interior plates. Alright, so there we go. We walk in on the ship, and then we can look up and sit down in the chair, because it's up here, and it'll be like on a little bit of a grandstand there. In. There's your seat. And the way it looks, it's going to be, provided that its view can sort of stay unobstructed above this level. Like, if nothing goes higher than here. I think that'll work. Right, because that's 1 block up. Alright, let me get to it. I'm just going to take basically everything up here out unless I see that I can't replace it with my own blocks. Here we go. Alright, well, definitely changes the profile up front here. I might eventually make it so that I can just walk right up that, not have to worry about jumping. I don't know, put a little slope up to there maybe. We'll fix that later. But as you walk up and in, you then can just get right into the cockpit. Now, I have visions of like it's sort of, if the cockpit is going to be surrounding my character, the seat I'm in, right? And that's going to be like a dome or like a fuselage of glass, right? That'll make a probably attach about here, I'm guessing. So it'll go from there and up and over and back over to here. And then on this point, I'm going to put half blocks, half thick blocks in through here. These bad boys here. Right, and that'll cover this up. I might even do some of the lines here over the... Why does it do that? I don't know, redundancy, I guess? Anyway, I might put a little bit of heavy armor slope on that part. And then, like, in here, I can do the transition down to it. Like that. I like that. Yeah, and then along this line down the center, I can have the slab blocks. Something like that to give it a little bit of extra depth. Or maybe even... Where is it? Fluorescent tubes, like a line of fluorescent tubes down here. As long as it's not too thick, it'll, you know... I won't be able to... It won't block my view as I'm sitting here. It'll block... Yeah, there'll be a little bit of blockage on, you know, in that area there, and then a little bit in there, but won't be terrible. Oh, so I knew Fernida sounded familiar. I took Spanish back in high school ages ago, and Fernida is just the feminine way of saying, like, that thing is well built, or strongly built, or durably built. Not, you know, not to be confused with something that's like artfully built. And so if this was the Fernida with all of, you know, the ship is a girl, right, and all of the, all that armor that I had, that we had on here, I'm wondering if there's a new name for the ship now that we've stripped off all the armor and she's a gonna be a sleek and fast lady. I'll try and think of something, or help. Post some suggestions in the comments below. Comments below. Yeah. it's gonna kind of bug me that this one, not only is it the wrong color, it's rotated the wrong way. It won't matter for functionality because I'm not gonna ever like override that. They're all overridden in different directions anyway. But it's still just sort of like, erg. But it's present now, and it wasn't previously. That's what counts. All right, let me get to cutting away of this part. I think everything back here, because one of the things I want to do is drop down into here some blocks that I'm going to connect to there to there. I might move this survival kit. That's just decorative as far as I can tell. And I'll block off the reactor access, but the reactors have access to the fuel system through this pipe anyway, or it's back there. It's actually right there. That feeds into the reactors. Oh, can I? One trouble here is this is 7 blocks across, so I can only fit a single spacer in here. I guess what I could do is have this one. Plop it there. Alright. Put another one there. And then I could get one cargo container that I've salvaged. Drop it in. But before I drop it in, I attach all 4 of those spacers. These guys here. That could work. So that it would end up being square block, 2 spacers, cargo block, 2 spacers, square block. And that would allow them to connect up. And I think I'm going to ditch these hydrogen tanks, or hydrogen engines. I don't need them. So, and then I think I might mirror those batteries on this side, which means I might have to slice that wall, push it back 1 over here, and have these guys be only 3 wide. And then over here I'm going to put an emergency rations dispenser. Fit it in there properly, probably get rid of some of the extra decorative stuff. I feel like these are just not necessary. I don't know. Yeah, see how it's they're off center. That's the I put the Fernita Mark II just to name it, keep it separate from random stuff. But that's probably also these batteries. So if I put more batteries over there, that'll weigh it backwards. And I definitely think these are here for counterbalance. Alright. Well, I'm going to get to some of that stuff, and then I'll bring y'all back. Alright, I think I have it all ready to detach here. So, here we go. Yep. Come on. Don't. No. Come. Anyway. There we go. Let's get this out. And these are all interior blocks, so they're a lot easier to just grind and replace. But I figured why not add to the
one big pile of
scrap armor blocks. Huzzah. Alright. Well, guys, I'm running long on my recording time. I'm already over an hour. I'm going to have to cut some things down, turn some time lapses into time lapses. Yeah, here we are with the... I've detached those two engines. I could pull them out separately. I might even move these gyros by, like, turning it into one big long piece of gyro and, you know, picking it up and reattaching it someplace else, just so that I have more space on top here to work with creating this canopy. I don't want to necessarily be constricted. Although I guess I could probably incorporate them inside of a canopy. That'd be kind of neat. I don't know. We'll see. And I'm going to keep working on it in the next episode of Survival Records. So I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time on Survival Records, and thanks for watching.